100% USA no quarter on Iran stands in international law and also domestic law of the United States of America. Now, folks, in 1996, USA Congress rolled out a War Measures Act, rules of war, how that's going to go about. And in that act, they clearly tell you any USA treaty stands above any customary international law. Donald J. Trump, Pete Hegseth have won that. And there are only 2 countries. Well, there's 4. I shouldn't lie. There are 4 countries who can shut USA down in international law and treaty. They could get penmanship. 1, it requires Russia and China to secure France or UK. Just 3 for penmanship can defeat USA. The cowards, UK and France, have to make a stand. USA says, we want to know who our enemies are in this world today. Who really truly hates America? And of course, the cowards, the crown cowards, France and UK, I got nothing to say. You watched your loser Prime Minister here in Canada. Your loser Prime Minister. We're with you. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, no, you violated customary international law. The crown can't go down. Customary law rules. Subject serfs, peasants and savages. That's our world. That's our Oxford. Don't know what to do. USA has called out the P5. They say we are the P5. We are everything that's good in this world. Now you make a choice today. We've called you out in this presidency. We're tired of being made evil. We the people. We've had a message for 250 years. Equality of the person. And you know what, folks? All media, I can tell you, Canada's media, dirty bird, routers too, they violated customary international law. What the hell does customary international law mean? Well, folks, I'm glad you asked. It comes from the old world, the League of Nations. Even the laws on world wars, all wars, rules of war. It's from the old world order. Mark Carney tries to tell you, new world order. He's a loser. So you want to see UK, France, China, and Russia team up against the United States of America. And unfortunately for the architect, Mark Carney, for all the evil all Canadians know, a lot of globalism that's found at the heart of Canada. You know, that jewel right beside the Thames in London, just down from the London Tower, you've got Canada One, the jewel of the British Empire, the staging house of socialism and fascism to spread throughout the world. Germany didn't bite. Not this time. They were Axis last time. They've been deinstitutionalized. Same with Japan. They're not biting. They're going, fuck you. Fuck you, Mark Carney. Germany and Japan. They know they're done. Their people are done. They've been reconstituted since 1945. USA brings that up and snap back. The UK and France, the cowards, the crown cowards, full-on colonial still, holding all their assets. I don't know what to do. I need my customary law. I need to go back to a time when we ran the world. We're in charge. Slaves. Savages. Our upper crust class structure. No, it's over. USA is done. And it won't matter, everybody, from this day forward. It's not even this day, but I'm going to say that. I am so confident about the United States. From this day forward, everybody, USA's never going to turn back, never going to go back. Republican, Democrat, they talk their games, but the Democrat reports are stronger even than the Republicans. And in 1996, their Rules of War Act, there is no quarter when treaty is in place. I've already told you how in UNSCP 5 the treaty can be broken. It would require Russia, China, and either or UK or France, who are both cowards. They don't want to go publicly and say, we are old world order, and we'll team up with Russia and China to fight USA. That's how cowardly they really are. Can you imagine France, everybody, European Union, elbows up in Europe over Russia? Can you imagine Emmanuel Macron? We are going to support Russia and China's initiative against America. Okay, so now Russia has full access to the EU. Can you imagine all the European Union nations and everybody? France is the veto wielder who runs the EU. UK Brexited. And likewise, UK, can you imagine them telling the Commonwealth, which could possibly happen? But I think Charles is a super coward. The whole royal family. Can you imagine them wiped out? Like Soleimani, Supreme Leader, Maduro, right? Arrested in USA, facing prosecution. Man, Canada is so off the lunatic train, it's not even funny. All of that aside, folks, the treaty stands, snapback stands, and there's only one thing that could actually cement the position of Russia and China. And tomorrow, Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping would have to declare war against the United States of America. If that happened, sure, then USA has to deal with customary law because they've lost their treaty capacity with the UNSCP 5. The allies of World War II have declared war against each other, nullifying all of the UN. All of it. That's the truth. Any one of the 5, direct declaration of war on any of the 5 will dissolve the UNSCP 5. I don't see Russia doing that. I don't see China doing that. I certainly know UK would never do that, and neither would France, because they're the biggest losers. Entirely. Canada's in a real bad spot. We're in an epically bad spot. We're coming up on a trade negotiation USA hasn't entered into with us. And upon that, July into August, if that isn't ratified and it's on an annual trigger assessment basis, sanctions will flood. And when I say that, and trade embargoes will flood Canada, this is everything of tariffs and trade embargoes, meaning closure of your port and access. Really, USA saying no, we won't be delivering your goods anywhere in the world. And in fact, we're going to start determining what's allowed in your country and what isn't. We're going to determine the security of your country, your Arctic, all of it, under our domestic natural laws and domestic treaties with your non-compliant country, which means, are you even a country? Now, folks, you can get on the bandwagon, the soapbox, and you can get on all this idea that you know the Bible or teachings and this is the end of days. No, it's the end of evil for Canada and a whole bunch of global actors who can't back up what they say. Russia certainly wants no war. I can tell you China is defunding their military. They're putting on a neutral front as the economic sanctions from USA and their trade war have hurt China drastically. Trump's winning. He's reduced the trade deficit of the United States of America by 57%. All media is lying to you about customary international law. Do you know what that word means? That means all the laws before the United Nations Security Council and the promise of never again by every nation in the world, 193. And if any of them wishes to stand against the USA, there's a real world term for that, not David Eby bullshit of there's an old-fashioned customary word for that. No, there is a real world word for that. Declaration of war against the United States of America. Who's ready? Elbows up. Wang Chao, meet China. Not going to happen. China wants nothing to do with that. No way, no how. I can tell you France, living in its awesome world of authority over the EU, Pacific country, Ocean Pacific country dominance, slaves, they can do all kinds of horrendous things. And of course, good old Canada and a bunch of other African states, they have no business, no power, no influence to have other than their power as a P5. And the USA's going, do you want to risk that, motherfucker? Because we'll cut you down. We'll cut it all down. You know what happened to Germany. You know what happened to Japan. You're next, motherfucker. And they all shit and piss in their pants. And they're pissing and shitting hard. Desperate, lunatic, out of control. The world's not their control anymore. USA just proved that. Another week or two, Iran and its hollow truths is going to be evident. And everyone's going to go, holy shit. Not only did Cuba now belong to USA and is negotiating at 100% with USA, as is Venezuela, announced, we will capitulate, we will comply, we want wealth too, we're ready to make the American transition. And soon it's going to be Iran. What do you think Canada is going to do? Mark Carney, he's going to get Charles, and they're going to fuck you, Trump. Elbows up. No. All the countries we're talking about militarily would have devastated Canada. For example, the Philippines, a strong U.S. ally, when they sent that garbage barge back to BC with a big fuck you, and they know all their people are doing in Canada, and Filipinos are great, but the reality is Philippines could invade and take Canada. And I've heard all the lunatics, we'd have the air powers, blah, blah, blah. Marine warfare, Philippines and the major cities, just come right under the water, bam, right into the cities. If it wasn't for USA, the Philippines, which proved it with the garbage barge just a number of years ago, if it wasn't for USA, Philippines could take Canada. How do you think before the Israel under USA military operation over Iran, how do you all think Iran would do in a war against Canada today? Actually, even with their capacity today, they would waste fucking Canada. Just missiles alone. If it wasn't for USA, they would waste Canada. Venezuela, while Maduro was running it, if push came to shove, they would waste Canada. Cuba would waste Canada as a third world country. Yeah. USA, all done. No, it's not. It'll never happen. There's still lunatics. It's never going to happen. It's happening. UK and France are so fucked right now. So fucked. And for Canada, that's your A and B lever in international customary law. Jean Chrétien, Justin Trudeau, Mike Carney. I got my UK and France levers. Levers? Levers for what? A big boot in your fucking ass. We're done, folks. We're watching it in literally day after day. It's not even weeks or months anymore. It's not even weeks or months anymore. It's weeks. But Canada is royally fucked. And the epic rate all this is unfolding, and how the line of the worst to Canada, worst countries to Canada, is disappearing at an exponential rate. July, USA is going to be well positioned, well prepared to deal with Canada. Canada has no idea. Right now, it's upon UK and France. They've got to be sitting there right now. Charles shitting in his diaper. Keir Starmer. Macron, wholly sedated. Running rails of this, running rails of that. Uppers, downers. Having a meltdown. Oh, yeah. Who should I pick as Prime Minister? Because I can't listen to the people. Oh no, Trump, he's calling me out. What do? I need some coke. No, I need more fentanyl. Fentanyl. Heroin, I don't know. Hook up an IV. Oh yeah, he's a real piece of shit. This is the world we live in. It's all coming to an end. Go look at international customary law, rules of war, and then go look at USA law 1996. Uh-oh. Hit the wall of the treaty. Hit the wall of the UNSC, United Nations Security Council. And you hit the wall of American domestic legislation that's been intact, everybody, for 250 years. And while Congress ratified that, they gave the back door in treaties, and that's where they're done. UNSCP 5 is world authority. The only way Donald Trump can lose, possibly if you call it lose, or you're going to free him to finish off the deep state globally entirely, is to see a stupid nation like Mark Carney get up on a pulpit. New world order. From this day forward, we're going to declare war on the United States of America. Come on, UK, France, China, Russia. We're all team elbows up. Okay. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, right? I don't think old Carnage Carney's got it in him. I think Carnage Carney's shitting his pants right now as I give this video. That's the truth. Charles! Macron! Help! Quebec! Oh, Anglo Canada! Help us! What do I do? You die, Mark Carney. You go straight to hell. That's where you're going. America's not going anywhere, folks. They're not a dying empire. They're a booming nation, growing nation, and they're about to get bigger, expand, like they're designed to do. They're at that moment, and it's Donald J. Trump's presidency. It won't matter post Donald J. Trump. You pick a Democrat or a Republican president, Donald J. Trump has rolled all this out. He set the stage. There will be golden statues, or bronze statues in gold, right, of Donald J. Trump in the decades to come. America hasn't even gotten started yet. And it's we, the people. Americans are finding themselves. They always do. Their Constitution stands the test of time. And they always win because they're righteous. They're righteous in everything they do. In natural law. Beautiful. Beautiful. People were never meant to be in class, were never meant to be subjugated, slaved, savagely defined, dehumanized. No, that's not the human condition. That's evil. That's evil, sick, age-old disgust of the darkest measures of the human capacity. Something we aspire to stand against. That you should aspire to stand against in a first world country. This should find you very well. But it doesn't. It doesn't for a vast majority. I know, friends and followers, it does. This video is important because this day forward, if you're not paying attention, USA ain't going anywhere. They're not going down the tubes. And sorry for all the leftist lunatics. No, the world's going to end. I read it in a Bible study. I never read the Bible, but somebody else told me about it. It's an Oxford Bible or something. A king wrote it. A king who subjugates me wrote it 100 years ago, 500 years ago, and I follow it. Terrible. Terrible, disgusting, wrong. Folks, share the video. Get it out there. Get it to everybody you know. USA is not only winning, they're changing the world. They're about to expand. We're going to expand again. More states of the Union. Where do you want to be on that? Do you want to stay elbows up? Yeah, Russia, China, UK, France. I love communism. I love civil law, socialism. I love the monarchy. I can't wait till my kids are on a pedo island. Because I don't have parental rights. Nobody does. My government has my parental rights. They're the best thing. Strangers are my children. They know what's best for my children, right? Sad truth. God bless. Share. Get it out there. Love you all. Bye now.